I never meant for it to go that far. I know how that sounds. Like an excuse, like something people say when they get caught and don't want to own the truth. But it's true. I didn't plan on destroying my marriage. I didn't plan on hurting the one man who ever truly loved me. I didn't plan on waking up every day with a pit in my stomach and silence where my family used to be. But plans don't matter when you make a choice that breaks everything. My name is Kelsey. I'm 34. And this is the story of how I lost everything because I betrayed my husband with the one person he trusted most. And how I live with that decision every day. When I met Alex, I thought I had hit the jackpot. He was the kind of man you hope still exists. Kind, grounded, funny in that quiet way that sneaks up on you. We met through mutual friends at a holiday party, and 2 months later, we were inseparable. He didn't play games, didn't leave me guessing. When he said he'd call, he did. When he said he loved me, I believed him. We got married 2 years later in a small garden ceremony. No drama, no complications. Just vows, laughter, and our closest friends, including his best friend, Tyler. Tyler had been Alex's ride or die since middle school. They'd grown up on the same street, gone to the same schools, even worked at the same summer job scooping ice cream as teenagers. They were brothers in every way that mattered. I always liked Tyler. Everyone did. He had that magnetic charm, the kind that draws people in without trying. He was quick with a joke, generous with his time, and always made you feel like the most interesting person in the room. He was also devastatingly handsome in that reckless way, the kind of guy who probably broke hearts without meaning to. But I never saw him like that. Not at first. Alex and I built a good life. We bought a little house in the suburbs, started talking about kids, hosted game nights and barbecues. We had the kind of relationship people envied. Supportive, affectionate, stable. And I loved him. I did. But somewhere along the way, I got restless. Maybe it was the routine. Wake up, work, dinner, Netflix, sleep. Maybe it was my own insecurities. The fear that this was it, that life was shrinking around me. Or maybe it was just something darker in me I hadn't wanted to face. Whatever it was, I started craving something. Excitement, attention, validation. And Tyler was there, always there. He came over all the time, to help Alex with home projects, to catch the game, to hang out. And at first, it was innocent. We'd joke, tease each other, share a beer. But then it got flirty. A glance that lingered too long. A comment that made my skin prickle. And slowly, I started leaning into it. I'd wear something a little tighter when I knew he'd be around. Laugh a little too hard at his jokes. Brush past him in the kitchen. Nothing overt. Nothing anyone would call cheating. But the intention was there. One night, Alex had gone to bed early after a long day. Tyler and I were still on the patio, drinking wine, the air warm and still. We talked about everything and nothing. Life, relationships, regret. And then he looked at me with this intensity I hadn't seen before and said, "You ever wonder what it'd be like if we met first?" I should have shut it down. Should have laughed, rolled my eyes, walked away. But I didn't. I said, "Sometimes?" And then he kissed me. It was slow, hesitant, like he was giving me time to stop it. But I didn't. I kissed him back. And that was the beginning. It didn't become physical until a few weeks later. We'd meet at his place under the excuse of helping him decorate, or picking up something for Alex. We justified it 100 ways. Said we weren't hurting anyone. That it was just a fling. That it didn't mean anything. But it did. It meant everything. It meant lies and guilt and betrayal and the slow unraveling of everything I once held sacred. I became a liar in my own home. I'd fake a smile while sitting next to Alex on the couch, pretending nothing was happening while I was texting Tyler. I stopped initiating intimacy. Stopped really listening. And Alex noticed. He asked if I was okay, if something was wrong. I said I was just tired. Work was stressful. Hormones, maybe. He believed me, because he trusted me. I wish I could say I stopped, that the guilt became too much, that I did the right thing. But I didn't. Not until I got caught. It was a Saturday morning. I was in the shower when Alex came in holding my phone. He looked pale, shaking. He said, "Who the hell is sending you shirtless pictures at 1 a.m.? My heart dropped. I knew immediately. Tyler. I had forgotten to delete a message. I tried to lie at first, said it was a joke, an accident, a spam message. But he wasn't an idiot. He scrolled, saw the messages I hadn't deleted, the photos, the late-night calls, the flirty texts. He didn't yell, didn't throw anything. He just sat down on the toilet lid and put his head in his hands. And then he whispered, "Please tell me it's not Tyler." I couldn't say anything. I just stood there, dripping wet and sobbing. That was the end. He asked me to leave that day, packed a bag for me, told me not to come back. Tyler tried to call him, tried to explain. Alex blocked him, told everyone. Our families, our friends, our church group, and I became the villain. Rightfully so. No one wanted to hear my side. No one cared that I cried myself to sleep or begged for forgiveness or lost 10 pounds in a month from the anxiety. I had broken the one rule that couldn't be fixed. I had betrayed someone who did nothing but love me. And worse, I did it with his brother in all but blood. The divorce was brutal. Not legally. Alex made it clean. Quick. But emotionally, it gutted me. He refused to see me in person. Everything was through lawyers or email. I tried writing him a letter. No response. I showed up at his work once. He told security to escort me out. Tyler tried reaching out too, but the backlash hit him just as hard. His own family was disgusted. His sister blocked him. His mom cried and told him he wasn't welcome at Thanksgiving. He moved to another city a few months later. We tried to stay in contact. Thought maybe our connection was real. But it wasn't. It was built on lies and lust and betrayal. Without the secrecy, it fell apart. I haven't spoken to him in almost a year. Now, I live alone. Small apartment, different town, new job. People here don't know me, which is both a blessing and a curse. I go to therapy. First journal. I volunteer on weekends. I try to rebuild some kind of moral compass. Some version of myself I can look in the mirror and not hate. But it's hard. Some nights I still dream about Alex, about the way he used to hum in the kitchen, the way he'd touch my lower back when passing by, the way he believed in me, even when I didn't deserve it. And sometimes I imagine what life would be like if I had just been honest. If I had gone to him with my restlessness, my insecurity, my fear. If I had let him in instead of shutting him out. But I didn't. And now, I live with that choice. People say time heals, but they don't tell you that some wounds scab over only to reopen again at the slightest memory. A song, a scent, a voice that sounds like his. I don't expect forgiveness. I'm not even sure I deserve it. But I hope, someday, that he finds peace. That he finds someone who sees him for the rare, steady, beautiful soul he is and never lets go. And maybe, if there's any justice left in the universe, I'll find a way to forgive myself. Not forget, never forget, but forgive. Until then, I live one quiet day at a time. No more secrets, no more lies. Just the long, hard work of owning what I did and becoming someone better. Or at least, someone honest. I was the villain in someone else's story. And now all I can do is live with the consequences.